Okay, here's the question. The question is 16 is what percent of 64? 16 is what percent of 64? Okay, let's write it down. This is supposedly question number 100. 16 is what percent of 64? Alright, so there we have it. So the quickest way and the most direct way to do this is to divide 16 by 64. That's the quickest way to do that. So that's 16 divided by 64. And if you have prior knowledge about the multiples of 16, you would understand that this is 1/4. That 16 divided by 16 is 1. 64 divided by 16 is 4. And 1/4, you're going to divide 1 by 4. That will leaves you to 0.25 or 25%. There you have it. Now, how did that happen? How did that happen? Let us show you the detailed version of the solution. That would be 16 divided by 64. You're actually multiplying this thing by the least common multiple of 16 and 64, which is 16. Okay, so you're actually multiplying it by 1 over 16 divided by 1 over 16, which means which is equal to 1, so it doesn't change the value. So 16 divided by 16, that will be 1. 64 divided by 16, that would be 4. And this one, if we are going to solve it, that means 1 divided by 4. Let's solve it. 1 divided by 4. Okay, you have a 0 there, and then 10 divided by 4, that will be 2. Be 8. 10 minus 8, that is 2. Bring down 0. 20 divided by 4, that will be 5. 5 times 4 is 20. And that's it. You have 0.25 or 0.25. And to convert this into a percentage or in percent, all you have to do is to multiply it by 100, or just move the decimal point 2 places to the right, and you get 25%. That's it. Okay. It would be easier. It would be easier if you have a prior knowledge about the multiples of 16 and and the fourths. Okay, let's give you a review of the fourths. Review on the fourths. Okay, we have 1/4 is equal to 25%. 2/4 is the same as 1/2, which is equal to 50%. 3/4 is equal to 75%. That's it. Of course, 4/4 is equals to 1. 1 or 100%. That's it. The review on the fourths. And Also, you would need a review on the 16ths, or the multiples of 16, right? Or the multiples on the multiples of 16, right? And the quickest way to do that with a calculator, basically you're just going to add 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16. Let's get a calculator so that we can teach you also how to use a calculator in extracting the multiples. So you just plug in 16, hit the plus sign, and then go directly to equals. That would be your second number. That's 32, 48, 64, 80, 96, 112, 128, 144, 160, and you go over to the 12th multiple, which is 176 and 192. Let's do it again. That's 16 plus equals, so that's 32, 48, 64, 80, 96, 112, 128, 144, 160, 176, and 192. Let's try to put them here. We have 16, 32, 48, 64. That's 80, and then 96, 112, 128, 144, and 160, all the way to 176 and 192. Just squeeze it in so you get the fives. Okay, that will be good. So that's how you see it. You get the 16 here, and you get the 64 there. That's a 1/4. 1 over 4, 25%. Alright, now let's try to do this using algebra. Okay, using algebra, we're going to put this into an algebraic statement or equation that 16 is what percent of 64. 16 is what percent of 64. If you're going to write it down like that, you get 16 is, which means equals, what, you get the x, percent is over 100 of, that's a multiplication, 64. Okay, you're going to do a cross, as we call it. Basically, you're going to put 100, multiply 100 by 16, and then you divide it by 64. There, equals x. And you're going to solve this you're going to solve this 16 times 100 divided 64, but you're not actually going to compute for it. You just have to do cancellation. You know that 16 over 64 is 1 over 4, and this 100 divided by 4 is 25, which leaves you with 25%, and that is in algebraic notation. Now, how did this happen? How did this part, how did it happen? Basically, you're simply multiplying the equation by the reciprocate. of 64 over 100 to remove it from this side of the equation and put it in the other side of the equation. Let me show you that 16 is equal to x over 100 times 64. Okay. How did it happen? You're basically multiplying the entire equation by the reciprocate of this figure. That's 64 over 100. You're going to multiply it by 100 over 64. In that case, in that way, this part of the right side will be cancelled, which leaves you with 16 times 100 divided by 64 is equal to x, because the 100 divided by 100 would cancel, 64 divided by 64 would cancel. Same as this one. Okay. And that is just to explain it. Alright, I guess that's all I can share with you. So 16 over 64 is 1/4, the same as 25%. 16 is 25% of 64. That's it.